Hello, this is Karen, and for the next hour, I'll be reading from the August 23rd issue of the Times of Wayne County on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Our first article on the front page, Lyons Central School District awarded $2.25 million to continue after-school and summer programming. The Lyons Central School District has been awarded the New York State Extended School Day School Violence Prevention Program grant, securing $450,000 annually. The grant allows the district to continue providing after-school and summer programming through the LYONS After-School and Summer Program while expanding opportunities for students and families. According to a statement from the district, these extended school day programs provide funding for professional development, STEM, and enrichment activities, and supplies that enhance student experiences. Through this funding, Lyons students benefit from programs and services provided by community partners, including Literacy Volunteers of Wayne County, Peaceful Schools, Wayne MOST, Lyons Public Library, Glow Up Girl, the Space Martial Arts, Family Counseling Service of the Finger Lakes, Wayne County Arts Council, Cornell Cooperative Extension, and others. We are grateful to New York State for its continued confidence in our district, said Superintendent Dr. Matthew Barr. This grant allows us to sustain programs that enrich our students' educational experience, strengthen community partnerships, and provide opportunities that extend beyond the school day. The renewed award ensures these programs will continue serving Lyons students through 2031. Also on the front page, Newark Wayne recognized among nation's top hospitals for stroke care. For patients experiencing a stroke in the Finger Lakes, every minute matters. Newark Wayne Community Hospital is reinforcing its role as a trusted destination for stroke care in Wayne County and surrounding communities after earning top honors from the American Heart Association for the quality and timeliness of its stroke care. Newark Wayne Community Hospital has once again received the Get With the Guidelines Stroke Gold Plus achievement, the highest possible designation, along with special honors in diabetes care. The hospital also earned Stroke Honor Roll Elite and Rural Stroke Gold, a distinction recognizing rural hospitals that demonstrate excellence in acute stroke care. Together, these recognitions reflect Newark Wayne Community Hospital's commitment to providing patients with timely, evidence-based stroke treatment in the Finger Lakes. As a New York State designated primary stroke center, Newark Wayne provides 24/7 emergency stroke response, rapid assessment and treatment, and coordinated care from emergency medicine, neurology, and rehabilitation specialists. Stroke care is one of those areas where time truly matters, and our team understands the importance of being ready to respond quickly and effectively when a patient arrives, said Newark Wayne Community Hospital's president and CEO, Mike Rolfes. These recognitions from the American Heart Association demonstrate the expertise, teamwork, and dedication our stroke team brings to every patient. For people throughout Wayne County and the surrounding Finger Lakes communities, Newark Wayne is proud to be a place they can turn to for premier stroke care here at home. Stroke Honor Roll Elite recognizes hospitals that consistently meet performance measures for providing timely stroke treatment, while the Gold Plus and Rural Stroke Gold distinctions recognize sustained adherence to evidence-based stroke care practices. Newark Wayne Community Hospital is one of several Rochester Regional Health Hospitals recognized by the American Heart Association this year. Rochester General Hospital earned Stroke Gold Plus for the 13th consecutive year, along with Target Stroke Honor Roll Elite and Target Type 2 Diabetes Honor Roll. United Memorial Medical Center earned Stroke Gold Plus, Target Stroke Honor Roll Elite, Target Type 2 Diabetes Honor Roll, and Rural Stroke Gold. Unity Hospital received Stroke Silver Plus, Target Stroke Honor Roll Elite, and Target Type 2 Diabetes Honor Roll. Canton Potsdam Hospital received Stroke Gold Plus and Target Type 2 Diabetes Honor Roll and Rural Stroke Bronze. For survivors and those affected by stroke, Newark Wayne Community Hospital holds a stroke survivor and care partner support group on the second and fourth Thursday of each month from 10 to 11 a.m. at the hospital in the first floor conference room. The support group is open to all. Those interested in learning more can call Rebecca Huber at area code 585-309-4444. Lastly, from the front page, Wayne County Sheriff's exam to be held Saturday, October 17th. Ready to launch into a rewarding career in law enforcement? The Wayne County Sheriff's exam is set for Saturday, October 17th. Interested males and females must sign up online by September 25th. To qualify for the exam, candidates must be between the ages of 19 and 42. Candidates must be at least 19 years of age on or before October 17th to be admitted to the written test. Eligibility for appointment as a deputy sheriff begins when the candidate reaches age 20. Consideration may be given for military service. You must be a U.S. citizen at appointment. You must have a valid New York State driver's license. You must live in Wayne County or a contiguous county. No felony level convictions. A high school diploma or higher. Veterans are allowed extra exam points. This exam is used to establish an eligible list to hire from. New York Civil Service rules will apply. Hired candidates must pass the written civil service exam, pass a polygraph test, pass a physical psychological test, pass a medical test. Upon being selected, candidates will go through an extensive 6-month policy academy where they will learn ethics, cultural diversity, crisis intervention, event de-escalation, evidence handling, accident handling, weapon, firearms instruction, professionalism, how to handle bias, constitutional, criminal, and civil law, handling physical confrontation, DWI, and speed enforcement. Selected candidates will work with professionals to work towards complete physical conditioning for the job. Benefits include medical coverage, retirement, sick leave, and opportunity advancement. For information, visit the Wayne County Sheriff's Office Facebook page, website, or Wayne County Human Resources to sign up. And lastly, from the front page, a note: if you have an idea for a story, you can call the News at Wayne Times at 315-986-4300. Next is the editorial page. In This Corner by Devin Holdraker. How old is too old for public office? Imagine stepping into a time machine back in 1981 and arriving in 2026. I'd bet the sticker shock on the cost of everyday products would be enough to send you running back in terror. But don't worry, not everything has changed. I'm sure you'll find great comfort in knowing that Iowa still has the same senator. Chuck Grassley is 92 years old and has been serving in his current role for 45 years. His current term will take him to age 95. This is not a shot at him directly, but an example of our aging politicians staying around way longer than anyone could have anticipated. While term limits have been touted over the years as a way to address the issue, that can sometimes mean good and dedicated public servants are ushered out far too soon. Presidents are specifically term limited to ensure things like checks and balances remain intact and to show transfers of power can still happen peacefully and that the office belongs to the people, not a single person. Ahem. However, it's time for common sense to prevail, and while I know this will upset some people, 92 is too damn old to be making decisions that will impact future generations long beyond their last breath. It's time for both parties to come together and agree to set an age limit. It's not radical. We've already set a precedent with judges. In New York, most state judges must step down the year they turn 70. They can seek temporary certification to continue serving 2-year terms until they reach an absolute hard stop at age 76. Fair. We make air traffic controllers retire at 56. It's not that a 60-year-old couldn't do the job. There's just too much on the line to risk it. So why would we allow a politician to legislate well into their 90s? Is it their fault for refusing to relinquish power? Is it our fault for continuing to vote them in? Perhaps the fact that it takes tens of millions of dollars to even run a campaign is keeping better candidates from even considering a challenge. In 1990, the average cost for a candidate who won an election to the Senate was about $3.87 million. Last year, that same seat would set them back $26.5 million. In 2020, nearly $14 billion was spent on federal election campaigns in the United States, all while candidates on both sides stumped for lower prices and fiscal responsibility. Think about how entrenched you'd need to be to raise tens of millions of dollars to even attempt to be elected. It's part of the reason these ancient relics can stay in office. They know the game and how it's played. One of the few paths forward for modern candidates is to cling to the extremes in their own party. For Republicans, that's MAGA and blind loyalty to the current administration. For the Dems, it's socialist-leaning policies that all sound great until someone has to foot the bill. Until you reform campaign finance, super PACs and billionaires will decide who runs and who doesn't. For now, they seem happy to let most career politicians age in place. In the meantime, let's set an age limit for federal offices. Can we say 80? I'm open to debate here, but I'd rather see 80-year-olds enjoying life, not struggling to stand up at a podium like Mitch McConnell. We all literally watched that man stare blankly at an entire room before having to be ushered out by his staff. It happened more than once. It was incredibly hard to watch, and now he's been out of sight for months due to medical issues. Folks, come on. That's not to say there aren't 80-year-olds who are extremely sharp and could likely still whoop my ass physically. But go enjoy the life you worked for and leave politics to those who will be around to see the outcomes. Still want to work? Go work. Better yet, spend the money you busted your hump for and enjoy time with your family. It's too late for you to change the world. Go enjoy it. It's beyond time to have the awkward conversation. It's time to take Grandma and Grandpa's political keys away. Maybe we can create a special branch of government where they can vote on commemorative stamps or something. I'm kidding, unless the stamp thing helps move the needle on this issue, in which case, let's talk about it. Also on the editorial page, the Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down column by Ron Holdraker. Michigan Senator Elissa Slotkin puts Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on the defense. Michigan Senator Elissa Slotkin asked Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on Tuesday to confirm he won't send U.S. troops to polling places during November's midterm elections, as Democrats have raised concerns that the Trump administration could use the military to interfere with the vote. Slotkin told the Associated Press that Trump has been laying the groundwork to claim the midterms were stolen. She noted that Trump contemplated using the military to seize voting machines after his loss in 2020 and has deployed the National Guard to cities against the wishes of Democratic leaders. He also deployed active duty Marines to Los Angeles during his immigration crackdown in 2025. He's very clearly laying the breadcrumbs to be able to say the day after the election that he didn't really lose the House or he didn't really lose the Senate, Slotkin said. I'd ask you to confirm a simple statement. The Department of Defense will not send federal troops to the polls or to seize election materials of any kind, Slotkin wrote to Hegseth, and to General Dan Kane, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, in letters Tuesday. The Pentagon said in an email that it will respond directly to Slotkin, as it does with all congressional correspondence. The Joint Chiefs did not immediately respond to a request for comment. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Times of Wayne County on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. And now from the People page, the Times of Wayne County One-on-One, an interview by Patty Holdraker of Jim Byron, Macedon resident, politically involved, Pelmac grad. My parents and older sister lived in downtown Macedon, and I was born at Rochester General in 1951. Shortly after my birth, we moved into a house my father built on Wayneport Road in Macedon. I stayed in that house until I graduated from Palmyra Macedon High School in 1969. My parents had 3 children, all 10 years apart. My older sister was Evelyn, and my younger sister is Janet. In my middle teens, if I did not have a school basketball or football game, I would thumb a ride to the Palmyra Community Center on Friday and Saturday nights to play basketball. After high school, I attended Monroe Community College and earned an associate degree. Several weeks after college, I was hired by Kodak. I started by cleaning equipment on the midnight shift. Before I left Kodak 24 years later, I was promoted to a business system analyst. In 1996, my family, wife Marilyn, and son Jim moved to Miami, Florida, where I worked for an inventory company for 3 years until our return to this area. The house my grandfather, on my mother's Olive Johnson side, built in 1924 on Stone Street became available, and in 2004 we bought it. I have lived in the Macedon hamlet since then. I became interested in how Macedon was being run and started attending both village and town board meetings. I was in favor of dissolving the Macedon village because I thought the lawsuit between the village and town would harm the people in the village, and I questioned a layer of government for just 1,500 people. Over the years, I have reviewed the town budget and discovered several items that have saved the Macedon taxpayers a fair amount of money. In the past few years, I have volunteered to be a member of New York Forward, the 2025 Master Plan, Zoning Advisory, and a new committee unnamed as of yet. I see good things happening in Macedon, and I want to be a part of making this town a great place to live. Next from the People page, FLCC celebrates LPN grads. Finger Lakes Community College held a ceremony on Friday, August 14th to celebrate the second class of licensed practical nursing graduates since the program was launched. 11 students completed the one-year certificate program, made possible by the renovation and expansion of the nursing wing, the Sands Family Center for Allied Health. FLCC began offering the LPN program in fall 2024 to help meet the high demand for nurses and provide a pathway from entry-level healthcare work to registered nursing. The LPN program is designed so that graduates who pass their LPN licensure exam have the option to transition to the second semester of the registered nursing program. I think it's been nothing short of remarkable the amount of knowledge and skill we all learned over the last year, said graduate Matthew Messenger of Macedon. We all chose this path for a different reason, but we all have commonalities: drive, dedication, passion, and a fundamental desire to care for others. We will all leave here today to enter into a profession with endless opportunities. Graduates are Quincy H. Banks of Waterloo, Lindsay Barone of North Chili, Gabrielle Fragliassi of Geneva, Sandra Heller of Canandaigua, Caitlin Hamilton of Victor, Joshua W. Johnson of Farmington, Patricia Lindsay of Lyons, Mia Little of Marion, Matthew Messenger of Macedon, Spencer Race of Rochester, and Laura Zuba of Webster. Some students had previously worked in healthcare as home health aides and patient care technicians. One was a former teacher, another a former lifeguard. Graduates plan to work in local hospitals, including the Canandaigua VA Medical Center, and nursing homes, including the M.M. Ewing Continuing Care Center and the Wayne County Nursing Home. FLCC offers the full educational pathway from certified nursing aide to LPN to RN. For information on the Certified Nursing Aide program, visit their website. Also for the LPN program and the RN program. Prospective students may also call the One Stop Center at 585-785-1000 or email. Also on the People page, Senator Helming celebrates Fairville Volunteer Fire Department's 70th anniversary, honors Charter member Gene Waymer. State Senator Helming attended the Fairville Volunteer Fire Department's 70th anniversary banquet, presenting a proclamation to mark the department's milestone and to honor a man who has been there since the very beginning. Gene Waymer was one of only 40 neighbors who gathered at Hokenberger's Hotel in 1956 to build a fire department from nothing. And at 92 years old, he is the last of those founders still standing. On February 22, 1956, 40 men gathered at Hokenberger's Hotel, 5 miles outside the town of Arcadia in Wayne County, and voted to form a volunteer fire department. Gene Waymer was one of them. The department was incorporated in May with a donated 1922 American LaFrance pumper truck as its first piece of equipment. Members installed a 400-gallon tank themselves and got it road ready. Their first call came in March of 1958, a car fire in a Buick sedan. 14 men responded, including Gene. His son, Steve Waymer, a former fire chief for the Fairville Fire Department, says, "Buying a fire truck is a big expense in today's world. Back then, my dad told me their biggest financial concern was whether they had enough gas money to run the truck. He said members would raise money by passing around a bucket." Waymer was raised on a dairy farm and was an operating engineer for 30 years. Over his decades of community service, this father of two rose to become the first elected captain and later served as the department's 4th chief, a 3-year term of leadership that followed 2 years of service in the United States Army. He led the department through its early years, and long after his active call days were behind him, Gene kept showing up. Until this year, he was still at the annual fish fry fundraisers helping with prep work. Steve says, "My dad loves being part of the department. It was always about the community for him, showing up, doing the job, being there for his neighbors. He never made a big deal of it. That's just who he is." The department now has nearly 95 members. Gene is still one of them. Senator Helming said, "There are moments in this job that stay with you. Meeting Gene Waymer is one of them. He was there at the very beginning, one of 40 men who built this department from nothing, and he never stopped showing up. 70 years, that's not duty, that's devotion." And Gene's story is bigger than one man. Volunteer fire departments are under enormous pressure today: recruitment, funding, equipment costs. What keeps them alive is people like Gene, who show up without a paycheck, without fanfare, and without stopping. He is the foundation this department was built on and the reason it is still standing. It was an honor to present this proclamation to the Fairville Volunteer Fire Department and to say in person what this community already knows. Gene, thank you. Also on the People page, we have a photo caption. Reliant Credit Union recently donated $2,000 to Encompass, a Rochester-based organization that helps students and families reach bright futures by closing learning gaps, helping to navigate life challenges, and breaking down barriers that keep them from succeeding. Members of the Reliant team presented the check to students and representatives from Encompass at their showcase of learning at Nazareth University. And another photo caption, Gananda Rotary Club heard a presentation on Monday, August 17th from Emily Peterson and Ella Wood, who were Haunted Hayride volunteers and were sponsored by the club to attend the Rotary Youth Leadership Academy last month. At Rotary Youth Leadership Academy, students learn leadership styles and how to become more effective leaders. Emily and Ella were excellent candidates for the academy and learned a great deal about youth leadership. Next, from the history page, there's a photo caption, Early 1900s, the Newark Fairgrounds, later the Newark Airport, and now Newark Wayne Hospital. Next on the history page, Brewing Conflicts for free event with RSVP in SOTUS for ages 14 and up. Though Wayne County, New York wasn't settled until after the Revolution, its early settlers were involved in the events taking place further east. Travel back in time, 250 years or more, to coffee houses of the colonial America, where these venues became hotspots for intense discussions among colonists. This event invites guests to engage in conversations with historical characters, to explore the brewing conflicts of the era, and to discover the early popularity of tea, coffee, and hot cocoa. Adventurous guests can participate with scripted roles and costumes, while others can simply observe and share their opinions, trivia, and controversies, but everyone will be asked to choose a side. The October event is the last of the year and is sponsored by SOTUS Historical Society, SOTUS Bay Historical Society, and Marion Historic Association. Take time to visit these organizations. Funds for these Wayne County 250 events are provided by New York. Time and location, October 4th from 2 to 4 p.m. at the First United Presbyterian Church in SOTUS, 31 West Main Street. If interested and want to RSVP, use the website for www.waynehistory.org. Next, we have a notice. SOTUS Point's 22nd Annual Sunshine Auto Parade will be held on Saturday, September 5th at 5 p.m. Bring your antique car, classic car, convertible, or street rod. Free entry for all participants. Lineup is at 4:30 p.m. on Centel Street near the old malt house. You are welcome to decorate your car patriotically. The parade route is along Route 14 to Bay Street, through downtown, around the Loop, and culminating at the ball field, where you may display your vehicle if you wish. Spectators are needed as well. And another notice, join us for the 8th Annual Color Wayne Fun, Run, Walk, Roll, Saturday, September 5th. Registration open 9 to 10:30 a.m., event time 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Come celebrate with the ARC Wayne with music, yard games, refreshments, color powder stations, and chicken barbecue. Please note the barbecue is sold separately by Erie Shore Landing. This is a family-friendly, accessible fun run and not an official timed race. The route is approximately 3K. $5 early bird, $10 at event. Location, T. Spencer Knight Park at the Port of Newark, 199 Van Buren Street, Newark. Also, secure shred event there. Shredding rate, 60 cents a pound, discounted from their standard rate of 90 cents. Erie Shore Landing, awards, apparel, and print shop. Please come inside 50 East Avenue, Newark, inside print shop. September 5th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Not able to make it on the 5th? Come in during the week of August 31st through September 4th and enjoy a discounted rate of 65 cents. You do not need to attend the color run to participate in the shredding event. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Times of Wayne County on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Next, we have the obituaries. From Newark, Estelita Benitez, age 99. From Palmyra, Kelly Larson, age 68. From Ontario, Erica Lynn Hegliuso, age 55. From Sodus, Olive Martha Reed, age 94. From Walworth, Marilyn Louise Druschel, age 79. From Palmyra, George Rudy Zimmerman, age 74. For obituary details, listeners can call Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service at 716-821-5555. Next, from the Senior Moments page, Senior Newsline by Matilda Charles. Getting ready for winter already. We might be having heat waves now, but before we know it, the weather will turn and weather will be on its way. There are several steps we can take to get ahead and be ready before cold weather arrives. Take care of draft control. Not only will we be more comfortable without cold air creeping into our homes, but our heating bills will be lower if the furnace isn't working so hard. Windows can have caulking or window stripping applied, or you can buy those insulation film kits. Buy your supplies now before everyone else has the same idea, and schedule someone to help you. Right after Labor Day is a good time to get the windows sealed. Consider how many times you lost power last year and be ready for that. Bring in a supply of batteries for flashlights. Put them in your lights now so you're ready the minute the power goes out the first time. Have someone help you put new batteries in your smoke detector if it hasn't been done in a while. Make your list of 3 to 4 days worth of food for emergencies such as storms when it's just not safe to go out, and start shopping for those items now. Put a jug of ice melt or cat litter on your list if your area is likely to get snow and ice. Does your furnace need an annual inspection? Does your vehicle need antifreeze and new windshield wipers? But we can't forget the fun stuff for those cold days. A stack of books for cold afternoons, a few small craft kits, ideas for a story to be written during the annual November Novel Writing Month, and several exercise videos for seniors on YouTube, recipes to try, new songs to learn on the piano or guitar. The list is only limited by your imagination. Next, from the Senior Moments page, as always, this week's lunch at Club 60 Senior Centers. Lunch Club 60 Senior Centers are located in Sodus, Ontario, Clyde, Palmyra, and Newark. The Lunch Club locations are strictly eat-in. Please contact a center manager between 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. to reserve your meal. Please call the day prior for the meal you want. Our agency is available to answer any questions at 315-946-5624. The next article, Palmyra Community Library celebrates successful summer reading program. The Palmyra Community Library is wrapping up another successful summer reading program and would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to the many organizations, businesses, volunteers, and community members who helped make this year's program a success. This year's theme, Unearth a Story, provided children and families with opportunities to read, learn, explore, and enjoy a variety of activities throughout the summer. The library is grateful for the generous support of the Friends of the Palmyra Community Library, Master Gardeners, Wayne Community Schools, Allen Stewart Community Bank, the Palmyra Conservatory of Dance, Chill and Grill, the Wayne County Fair Board, Wayne ARC, and the many volunteers who gave their time and talents throughout the summer. A special thank you goes to the Summer Lunch Volunteers, who helped provide meals to children and families, as well as the library's many teen volunteers whose energy and enthusiasm were an important part of the program's success. The library would also like to recognize Jessica Gavitt, the library's new youth services specialist, who took on the coordination of this year's summer reading program. Jess stepped into a program that had previously been coordinated by another staff member and brought her own ideas, creativity, and enthusiasm to it. She did a wonderful job creating a program that was both engaging and welcoming for children and families. The success of summer reading is truly a community effort, said Sheila Coberly, Palmyra Community Library Director. We are so thankful to everyone who donated their time, resources, and talents. Their support allows us to provide meaningful experiences for the children and families in our community. The Palmyra Community Library is grateful to all of the community partners, volunteers, staff, and families who helped make this year's summer reading program a memorable one. Our next article, Public Invited to Share Observations of Double-Crested Cormorants' Impact in New York's Great Lakes and Statewide. New York Sea Grant, a collaborative program of Cornell University and the State University of New York, is inviting the public to document the presence, activities, and impacts of double-crested cormorants. Double-crested cormorants are a native, fish-eating, federally protected migratory bird species. New York Sea Grant partnered with Wayne County GIS to develop an online reporting tool at a certain website for the public to upload photos and report observations of double-crested cormorant numbers, nesting, and feeding activities. The survey includes options for logging the bird's impact to natural habitat, water quality, infrastructure, and recreational usage. The survey developers strongly encourage users to submit photos to show the bird's activity and impact. Although originating in Wayne County, the survey is designed for use by the public across New York's Great Lakes region and statewide. The site includes a link to an observation viewer to see updates in real time and is a resource for New York State, American, Canadian, and other environmental, wildlife, and fisheries resource managers. New York Sea Grant Associate Director Catherine Bunting Howarth said, "This new reporting tool responds to local leaders' interests in having a way for community members to report, track, and share with resource managers information about double-crested cormorant activity statewide." Town of Huron Supervisor Dave Fantuzzi said, "Town residents have been calling to report issues with cormorants. New York State Sea Grant has developed a way for people who live, work, and enjoy recreation along Wayne County shoreline to report their individual observations while at the same time getting a broader picture of the problem here." Double-breasted cormorants utilize the Great Lakes region for breeding, with nesting colonies of a few dozen birds to more than 1,000 pairs. Their droppings can destroy the trees and vegetation below their nests. The birds' wide-ranging diet of fish is a cause of concern for the recreational fishing industry. Double-crested cormorants were identified as a serious issue by New York's charter fishing industry during industry meetings held by New York Sea Grant along New York's Great Lakes St. Lawrence River shoreline. In meetings in Oak Orchard, Irondequoit, Oswego, Henderson, and Alexandria Bay, charter captains expressed concerns about increasing populations of double-crested cormorants and interested in seeing more research on the birds and their predation of fish, particularly after stocking, said New York Sea Grant Great Lakes Fisheries and Ecosystem Health Specialist Stacy Fergal. Double-crested cormorants, their nests and eggs are all federally protected under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act, updated by the U.S. Congress in 1972. New York Sea Grant is one of 34 university-based programs under the National Sea Grant College Program of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. New York Sea Grant's statewide network integrates research, education, and extension services focused on coastal community economic vitality, environmental sustainability, and citizen awareness and understanding about New York's Great Lakes and marine resources. Our next article, NOAA ship Thomas Jefferson returns to the Great Lakes. For the first time since 2022, the NOAA ship Thomas Jefferson is underway in the Great Lakes. The vessel and its crew of NOAA Corps officers and professional mariners are working with NOAA scientists to map the waters of western and central Lake Erie and eastern Lake Ontario this year to improve navigation safety. Survey work will also occur within Lake Ontario National Marine Sanctuary to identify critical habitats located within the area. The Great Lakes are the least mapped region of the U.S., making this work even more important for mariners in the region. In addition to operations on larger vessels like the Thomas Jefferson, NOAA also maps critical areas of the Great Lakes each year using navigation response teams. This year, those teams will map Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary, Western Lake Erie, Braddock Bay and vicinity in New York, and Green Bay, Michigan, and Wisconsin. These projects also contribute to the collaborative Lakebed 2030 initiative to map the Great Lakes, as well as the Great Lakes Restoration Initiative's Habitat Mapping Program. This year, the Thomas Jefferson will augment operations with a Dry-X, an uncrewed surface vehicle near Oswego, New York, to accelerate mapping efforts. The Dry-X is equipped with high-resolution multi-beam sonar used to map the sea floor and detect objects in the water column or along the sea floor. The Dry-X is operated using supervised autonomy, meaning that an NOAA pilot is always monitoring the system and ready to take control if needed. The system is capable of operating for upwards of 4 days at a time before returning to shore for routine checks and refueling. The public will have an opportunity to tour the Thomas Jefferson on Wednesday, September 2nd from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Port of Oswego East Pier, 1 West 1st Street in Oswego. Next, we have a notice, 7th Annual Garlic Day, Saturday, September 12th, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., 26 Church Street, Lyons, near Central Park. Garlic vendors are Amy's Acres, DeWild Farm, Foxy's Blackwater, Hello Gorgeous Farm, Pendleton Produce, Pie Squared Farm, Yellow Barn Farm, and Young Farm. Garlic Day activities include a garlic gift basket raffle, garlic braiding demos, and a garlic Q&A session. Hot food will be provided by Lutheran Ladies Breakfast, Ms. Lindsay's Mac and Cheese, and Tacos Guanajuato. Featuring David Stern, organic farming and garlic expert. Bring your garlic growing and recipe wondering questions. Music performed by Larry Davis. Featuring Cosimano and Ferraro Olive Oil Company. The Lyons Farmers Market features a wide array of local produce, meat, eggs, bread, jams, honey, baked goods, local coffee, dog treats, body care, flowers, and crafts. Visitors can stroll the pedestrian-only street where up to 50 vendors set up. Next, we have a notice, Medicare 101 classes offered, free unbiased information. Turning 65 soon, new to Medicare, caring for someone with Medicare insurance, confused about your options? Come learn the basics of Medicare, how you get it, what it covers, choosing the best coverage for you. Next sessions, Tuesday, September 1st, 1 to 3 p.m., Tuesday, October 2nd, 1 to 3 p.m. Sessions held at Wayne County Department of Aging and Youth, 1519 Nye Road, Suite 300, Lyons. Please call to reserve a seat, 315-946-5624. Class slides and handouts available on our webpage. Seating is limited for all programs, so call us today. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Times of Wayne County on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Next, from the Health and Wellness page, an article by Haley Mirachi, Wayne County Public Health. Midnight Visitor: What to do if you wake up to a bat in your bedroom. Waking up in the middle of the night to a bat fluttering around your room can be a scary experience. Discovering a bat in your room while sleeping requires a specific response to protect your health. Your first instinct might be to throw open a window and shoo it out of your home, but if you are asleep, this can be the wrong call. It's important to know that a bat's teeth are very sharp, and a sleeping adult, an unsupervised child, or another person with an impairment may not be aware that they have been bitten or scratched. Since rabies is nearly always fatal, we want to ensure that anyone with a potential exposure gets the treatment that they need. If possible, we advise that you attempt to catch the bat. That way, we can send it off for testing rather than have you receive post-exposure treatment. The CDC recommends that you find a container or box large enough for the bat to fit in, along with a piece of cardboard to cover the opening. Next, poke holes in the cardboard. If you have leather gloves, put them on. When the bat lands, approach it slowly and put the container over it. Then use the cardboard and slide it under the container to trap the bat inside. Then tape the lid to the container. Once you are done, or if you cannot catch the bat, then call us at 315-946-5749 so that we can advise you on your next steps. If you have any questions about rabies, please call us at 315-946-5749, or you can send us an email at wcph@waynecountyNewYork.gov. Next, from the Law and Order page, we have a photo caption. The Wayne County Sheriff's Office Explorers played an important role during this year's Wayne County Fair, working long hours as they manned the booth and assisted with parking during some of the busiest times. Sheriff Milby would like to recognize the explorers who worked diligently under the supervision of Sergeant Richard Morrison. Pictured with our explorers are Sergeant Morrison, Sergeant Vance Carr, Deputy Lacey Hendershot, and Officer Dominic DiRenzo. Next, from the sports section, sport shots, which are photo captions. The Wallington Engine Company were crowned champions of the 48th Annual Fireman Softball Tournament hosted by the Williamson Fire Company last week. The Macedon Center Fire Department softball team took second place in the tournament. The Alton Fire Company softball squad earned a third-place finish. And we have a notice. The Williamson Farmers Market is every Tuesday, 3 to 7 p.m., 4100 Main Street. Also in sports, we have an article by Dan Borello, Times sports writer. Sunday, Funny Sunday in South Butler. South Butler Dragway has spent the summer celebrating its 10th anniversary. And next Sunday, track announcer and local NASCAR aficionado Racin' Randy Salerno tells the Times that they have a funny surprise for the attendees. For our August 30th race, in honor of our decade of drag racing, we're going to have an old-time, full-blown, nitro-funny car race at the track. This twist has been in store since March. They approached us because one of the guys that's on the team has raced his car at South Butler before, but not his funny car. He said they were interested in bringing it out there, and they, track board member and Supreme Commander Bill Arnold, and me, what we thought, we said, absolutely. The car, which owner Bill Lorenz says took 2 decades to build, uses a 1972 Dodge Charger body. His crew chief, Bill Gardner, made sure to remind everyone about the engine, too. Yeah, don't forget to mention the Hemi, Gardner noted. Yes, that's 3 bills so far, if you're counting at home. The car contains a 500 cubic inch Hemi, a 4,000 horsepower engine and can reach anywhere from 200 to 250 miles per hour. But you'll have to forgive Bill number 2 for forgetting, since it's taken 20 years to go from scratch to pavement. He joked he had a couple of distractions along the way. I started building it, and then I had a heart attack. Then Lorenz added this nugget, with a laugh, and I had a divorce, not necessarily in that order. But, by the time I recovered from all that, the car sat for a long time. We finally finished it up in 2023 and actually took it to the track. It raced Friday night at Empire Dragway as a warm-up for next Sunday's race. Bill number 2 and Bill number 3 plan on at least 2 runs down the quarter-mile track at South Butler. No word yet if Salerno or Arnold will try to squeeze themselves into the car to race as well, but who would blame them? It's a live-action grown-up toy. Well, let's not forget about the rest of the cars either. Joe Schmo Williams and his black Chevy Camaro may defend his track speed record at 122.9 miles per hour. His record will not be impacted by the funny car. For those planning on watching or racing, here are the parameters for next Sunday's race. Each race takes place the final Sundays of June, July, August, and September. Rain dates the following Sunday, and yes, if it indeed rains on the 30th, the funny car will be back for the rain date in September. All cars must be at least a 1995 model or older. This excludes the funny car, which was finished in 2023. The track is a no-prep track. All cars must have seat belts and drivers must wear helmets. Tech inspection is slated for 7 a.m. and the gates open to the public at 9. Drag cars and drivers can race all day for $30. Attendees and pit crew members can get in for $10. Kids 12 and under receive free admission. Cruise cars are also allowed for show at $10 per car as well. All vendors are welcome for $15 for the swap meet. No alcohol is served, also no drugs, illegal or legalized marijuana permitted under any circumstances. This includes the track announcer too. No pets allowed. The track apologizes and appreciates your understanding. More info is on the South Butler Dragway Facebook page. Little Red Wagon, Big Daddy's BBQ, La Presse Lemonade, and Dar's Ice Cream plan to be in attendance. The track is located at 13225 Butler Conquest Road in Savannah. And we have a notice introducing Lions Family Health Center, accepting new patients. You're invited to a community open house Tuesday, September 22nd, 4 to 6 p.m. Meet the physicians, tour the practice, and learn more about the services available. Light refreshments will be served. This takes place at Lions Family Health Center, 12 Leach Road, Lyons. And lastly, we have our Humane Society of Wayne County Pets of the Week. Call them at 315-946-3389. Sheila is a 4.5-year-old spayed female brown striped short-haired kitty. She came to the shelter as a stray. She is cautious of new people, but does warm up once she gets to know you. She wants to be the queen of her castle and the only pet. She is gentle, quiet, and shy. If you are interested in meeting her, please contact the shelter to make sure she is not at one of our off-site adoption centers. Sheila is available through our adult companion program to those who qualify. Ivy is a 3-year-old spayed female black Labrador Retriever mix. We are still learning about her every day. She is learning how to walk on a leash. She is affectionate and can be shy. She enjoys playing with toys and is learning about other dogs. She is a happy dog that loves to give hugs. Ivy is available through our adult companion program to those who qualify. And from the Best of the Web column, sarcastic quotes. such as, when people ask me stupid questions, it is my legal obligation to give a sarcastic remark. I'm not saying I hate you, but what I'm saying is that you are literally the Monday of my life. I am busy right now. Can I ignore you some other time? Sarcasm is the body's natural defense against stupidity. I love sarcasm. It's like punching people in the face, but with words. Life's good. You should get one. I clapped because it's finished, not because I like it. I'm sorry, while you were talking, I was trying to figure out where the hell you got the idea that I cared. Sarcasm is the secret language that everyone uses when they want to say something mean to your face. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings when I called you stupid. I really thought you already knew. Sarcasm, the ability to insult idiots without them realizing it. If you think nobody cares if you're alive, try missing a couple of car payments. And my imaginary friend says that you need a therapist. Well, at least your mom thinks you're pretty. Me pretending to listen should be enough for you. Marriage, because your crappy day doesn't have to end at work. Fun fact: alcohol increases the size of the send button by 89%. Be the reason someone smiles today, or the reason someone drinks, whatever works. Sometimes I meet people and feel bad for their dog. You've been listening to a reading of articles and features from the August 23rd issue of the Times of Wayne County. Your reader has been Karen. Thank you for listening.